All right, guys. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hammer here again. I'm back. Um, I'm going to let you guys come in little by little. I know I'm a little early. I was supposed to go live, I believe, almost 2 hours from now, but I got things I gotta do, things I want to do. And I said, hey, instead of me waiting, um, to do the live, let me just do it now that I have the time kind of dive into it, get into it, do what I gotta see what I gotta say, and then we can move on from there. All right. So I'm gonna give a couple minutes here to let you guys come in little by little. Since I did go early, I'll let you come in, and then we'll dive into the conversation. And as you guys can see, right, the image I use for this broadcast, of course, is the King of Queens, right? Which is the three black women and the three white men standing behind them, right? And don't worry, we're gonna dive into that, right? But the whole message of today's live stream is the delusion over race. Let me say this again. The delusion over race, especially in the black space, especially amongst black people, needs to stop. I don't know if it's just me. I remember there was a time, whether it was on YouTube, in real life, where black people in general, whether it was black men and black women, there was a certain understanding that black people had about their positioning in America, their positioning on the global stage, right? There was an understanding. And you may have had your issues within you with black people here in America, or black people in Africa, or black people globally, whatever it was, right? But you still understood that you were part of your black African descent, you're part of this unique group, wherever you are on the globe, and that other groups of people are not a part of that group and do not really, don't have your best interest at heart. That was understanding. But what I have noticed is that not just on YouTube, but I would say even parts of real life, both black men and black women have started to become incredibly delusional, and I mean incredibly delusional about the reality of race in this world. And the stuff I am now starting to hear both sides say is getting out of control. And we're gonna address it, right? We're gonna address it. I'm gonna address the women because it looks like the women on this divestment thing, I'm gonna address them. And I'm gonna address the guys after too, because like so for guys, you guys know me. I talk about the whole truth. I just don't focus on parts of it, right? Before I dive into that, let me just go ahead and say this, right? For those who may not know, and this is a quick, like a shout out if you want to say. Before I even did this live stream, I think almost an hour, 2 hours ago, I was on another panel. It was a black woman who was doing the panel. I'll shout her out right now. Her name is the Love Jones Show. Okay, I don't really watch her content like that. She just so happens to be a black woman that was talking about Cynthia G. Um, and she had a live going on, so I said, hey, let me just hop on, right? I kind of gave my perspectives, on that situation. So I also give my perspective on, how I think the conversation got extreme. Of course, what's fascinating about what happened on that panel is that I didn't notice at the time, but apparently a lot of the black women who were in the chat were calling me lame. They were calling me lame, and oh, he's lame. He's gotta hop off the panel. Quite interesting, right? And I'm like, look, is that gonna dissuade me from? Because apparently they said I said I was pro patriarchy anyway. Is that gonna dissuade me from my point of views? No, because when I was in the black ministry space and I was calling out Pastor Bros and SYSBM, dudes were also, they had the pennies in the bunch too. But what I will say here is this though, to the women that were, I guess, calling me lame, whatever, in the Love Jones chat. Look, I have no problem with you guys. I genuinely don't care. But I just want to tell you this, okay? The same way, the same way, right? You guys talk about how black men, especially black men, the man will see you in real life, say, "Oh, I don't want to date a dark skinned girl," or say colorist statements, and that essentially affects how you view black men growing up, right? One of the reasons why a lot of black dudes talk about, Pookie and Ray Ray, sort of stuff, is because of specifically that behavior. That when they are that smart, educated black dude in the room, they get called lame or whatever, right? Now, a guy like me who doesn't care, who's probably been called that from men too, I don't care, right? But I hope you understand that, if I was another black dude who didn't really care, a lot of dudes will hear that and they will go to the space about say this is why they choose Pookie and Ray Ray. So understand that when you guys are saying these type of things, a lot of this stuff can inflame the conversation on the male side, right? I don't really care genuinely, but I just want to let you guys know that, right? The same way how when a dude is talking about, you know, it's the same thing how when men make, statements about, you're pretty for dark skinned girls for that, and that shapes how black women view black men, right? When you guys call dudes lames, this is how this gets stuck in the subconscious. They hold on to this stuff, and then you wondering why 20 years later he's talking about thugs and everything. Come on, so just want to let you know that. But now that I've gone the way, let's go back to the topic, right? So let's start with with sort of the image I put on the live stream, right? King, I think it's King of Queens, right? I know I tagged it in the live stream beforehand. Let me just go ahead and say this, and just in case they just so happen to to catch the live or want to talk about it, whatever, right? I saw that this channel is a channel of a black woman who was married to a white dude, right? And based on what I know about her and the situation, she is a black single mother. She married this white dude, based on what I know so far. And I've been seeing even before she made this just crazy video, which that's one of the motivations of me making a live stream, right? Even before this, I already saw her in my timeline. I was already seeing her blow on my timeline. But for me at the time, I just saw that, oh, this is another black female who was able to get a random white dude to get with her, right? So fine, it's not a big deal. But recently, as I was scrolling through my YouTube feed, I came across this video called "Divest," and it was her. And guys, if you look at the thumbnail for this video, that's the thumbnail for that video. Her, her white husband, I guess another two other black women, white men, and I was like, oh my god. And I was thinking to myself, should I click this video? Let me go ahead and do it. I go ahead and and I click the video. Oh my. Y'all, go and watch that video. It's literally like what 2 3 minutes. It's a song, it's like a music video, right? Of her, of another black woman, right? Talking the trashing Dr. Umar. It's literally the divestment anthem. That's what it is, right? Oh, I'm out here divested. I'm with this zaddy out, and I'm just like, oh my god, what is this? And I'm just laughing. I'm laughing. And of course, you look at the chat, you got the black woman say, "Yeah, you go, girl." But before I have people in the chat getting mad, the pennies in the bunch. I'm just going to say this, right. The reason why this video makes me laugh is because it almost reminds me. It almost reminds me of what I saw on the other side, on the black male side, right? And when the black men were doing this, when they were being this the delusion about stuff, I called them out for it, right? What were they doing, right? They were going around taking images of black men with Asian women, black men with Hispanic women, or when it came to the Paso Bros, they'll take random, examples of black men dating overseas. And they'll portray it online, they'll make entire campaigns, this passport, SYBM tax, everything, right? And the whole narrative was that we're out here shooting our own, right? And I told them that the problem with this is that it did not reflect reality. I said, look, the vast majority of non-black people don't want you fucking the women. Okay? You may have your exceptions here and there, but they don't want you there. Okay? And even if you are able to go in those communities, you're gonna have to compensate for being black. Okay? You're gonna have to walk on eggshells. The moment you fucking slip up, they'll get you out of there. Okay? I'm like, look at what's happened to Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors is about to lose everything he's ever worked for in his life because of his ex-white girlfriend. Hell, he literally went to file charges, right, to make a complaint against her, right? They were gonna charge her. You know what the DA said? The DA said, "Hey, we're going to drop the charges on the ex-white girlfriend, but you, Jonathan Majors, we're gonna keep charging you." It's like I said, man, Jonathan, this is like they literally pulled your black card publicly. Okay? And so when I see this video of this black woman parading around her zaddy, I'm like, this is just sad. Okay, it's the same behavior. It's false bravado. King of Queens. I don't know if you listen to this, and I'll say it to you, right? What you are doing is disingenuous advertising. It's not based in reality. And the reason is because, first, the vast majority of non-black men deal with their own women. The vast majority of white men deal with white women. The vast majority of non-black people deal with their own people. Okay? And although you were able to find a white dude that was able to marry you as a black single mother, are you trying to portray or trying to convey to black women that white men are just going out here to marry black single mothers? Hell, white men don't even want to marry white single mothers. You are simply an exception. That's all you are. And what I hate is people who are in, very unique exception situations and are trying to portray this like it's a win or no. No, it's not. Okay? When a non-black man getting with a black woman is not the norm. Especially a white dude getting with a black woman, right? Especially with a white dude getting with a black single mother with black kids. That's not the norm. Stop it. It's sad. It's desperation. And another thing is that you labeled the title of the video as divest, and yet the entire video is you talking about Dr. Umar and black men. Do you know what this sounds like? This sounds like, guys, you know how when I'm gonna give you an example, right? Imagine a man, he's dating a woman, right? And the woman keeps bringing up her ex. Her ex. Oh my God, he was. After a while, you're gonna be like, "Why am I dealing with you?" It's obvious that your ex is who you wanted to be with. And to be honest with you, this is actually another reason why a lot of non-black men don't really pursue black women, because there is this perception that you guys are just, I'm going at them, going with these men, right, out of retaliation for your own men. I can even imagine how these white dudes feel seeing you guys making entire rap songs about black men, talking about Dr. Umar. Why are you talking about Dr. Umar and you're being busted on by a white dude? It's just sad, right? But here's what's so funny about this is that this, in my opinion, is what I call it portrays false advertising. It's not based in reality. It's one thing if you want to go out here and promote yourself or divest, but to go out here and promote false image or false of what's happening is sad to me. Okay? Number one, here's what you will never going to see them talk about, right? King of Queens, are you ever gonna talk about what happens with his white family? Does his white family fully accept you? Do they ever say the N-word? Is his family fully on board with their son marrying a black single mother? Are they happy that they may have biracial kids? His white community, how do they feel about you? Right? See, these are things that are never gonna be said. And one thing I've noticed, and by the way, both sides of the black men, the black, both sides of it. One thing I've noticed is that whenever you see black people leave or date out or divest or whatever, whether it's a black man or black woman, They're very selective and picky about what they want to portray. They'll portray the good sides, they'll portray them laughing. They'll never show the other side. They'll never show the non-black family and how they're treated. They'll never show the situation within the community. They'll never show the disagreements. All these other things get ignored. Okay? It gets ignored. And so when I see whether it's black men who passport bros want to post up non-black women, right? Or a black woman having entire songs calling divest, I laugh at the situation because it does not reflect reality. And the people who are promoting this are disingenuous. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter how many images I see of black dudes overseas in passport bros. That does not change the fact that the majority of non-black people don't want you fucking their women. And when you go to these non-black countries, they don't want you either. They don't want you there as a black man. They don't want you there with a woman. The families don't want you there. The communities don't want you there. And even if you're able to somehow force your way in, right, they'll be watching you like a hawk. And the moment you slip up as a black man, they will pull your card, aka Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors is a great example, right? No, when he was in his white girl, everything was cool, right? Race didn't matter. And when the white girl put his card, talking about, he was abusive to her, and here we find out what actually happened. Apparently, is that he was in the car texting some girl. She tried to grab his phone. He grabbed the back. He put her back in the car, and apparently that's now he's not of assault for that. Now he went, of course, and made another allegation. He went to the police and said, "Hey, I also got hit too, right?" They were about to charge her. They dropped charges on her. They dropped all the charges against her, but he's still getting charged. When you slip up in these other communities, they will pull your card. Okay? And when I see King of Queens, I'm gonna say, look, girl, look, I'm gonna say, look. I don't know what's happening between you and that marriage, but I know one thing: you're not being honest. You're not telling the whole truth about what's happened between you and his wife. And I'm very confident that his wife family, their goal was not for their son, for this dude to get with you. I know for a fact that his white parents, they would have preferred him to get with a white female. I know for a fact that his white family, his white community would have preferred him to get with a white woman. I know for a fact about this. And I know for a fact that you are being tolerated in that space. I know for a fact that your black sons, the biracial kid apparently you're about to have, will struggle. Right? They'll never fit in fully. I know for a fact the moment you talk about, your mistreatment or how people don't relate with you, they'll flip it on you. And this is the number one question I would also ask you, right? Do you think, all you black females in this photo, do you think your white husbands will pick you over their community? Uh-oh. Let me say that again. To all the black women who won that photo, right, who will not, divest, right? And I guess black is supposed to black men too. But I'm speaking black women now. Black women who won that photo, who won divesting, right? And you were with a white dude, or I guess a non-black male. Do you believe that when push comes to shove, he will pick you, the biracial kids, over his white community, over his own non-black community? Or do you think he'll side with his people and push you out the door? That's what I want to know. And I've noticed that when I ask them this question, they get quiet because they already know the answer to that question. The answer is no. They're going to, this non-black dude, if push came to shove, he'll side with his own community. They know this. But see, what's the most detrimental thing about this is that I feel like this may even hurt black women more. And the reason, in my opinion, is because colorism actually affects black men and black women in completely different ways. I've thought about it, right? Black people are at the bottom of the hierarchy globally, right? And so because of this, our features and our colors also at the bottom, right? But however, I would argue that black women actually bear the brunt of colorism and featureism, right? So, for example, when it comes to black women, right? Because they are women, their main asset when it comes to dating and relationships is the beauty, is attraction. Okay, that's the sort of main asset. And so what? So if you're a group of people, if black people are at the bottom of the hierarchy, if our color and our features are at the bottom of the hierarchy, this is going to affect women more because their main card is beauty. And so if you have features or color that is, ranked at the bottom of the hierarchy because you're people at the bottom of the hierarchy, this means that when it comes to the majority of non-black men, right, they are not going to view you as a standard of beauty, which is going to make it that much more harder for you to date out. I, I don't believe that black women don't want to date. I don't believe that. But I believe that what happened is that because they bear the brunt of colorism and featureism within the black people, this negatively affects the beauty. This essentially puts them at the bottom of the hierarchy when it comes to beauty. It's not because they're not beautiful. It's because look, remember, white people are at the top right now. So the beauty standard is based on white women, and so because black women are literally the opposite of that, they literally get in the bottom. So it's not their fault. And so because of this, black women end up being like the furthest from the beauty standard, which makes them being classified as unbeautiful by non-black people, which makes it harder for them to do that because the number one thing men are looking for is beauty. And if you're a group of women that's being classified as the most unattractive because you are literally the opposite of the white female beauty standard, yeah, that's why you're gonna end up being, on these dating apps. Most of these non-black men are gonna check you out. It's not because you're bad. It's not because you're a person. Because once again, you bear the brunt of colorism, right? Which ironically makes black women ranked as the most unattractive when it comes to non-black men. It doesn't mean they're unattractive, but it means that when they judge black women based on the white beauty standard, this is how it turns out, right? By you putting this video, what ends up happening is that you then create this false narrative. And so now what's going to happen is a lot of black women before who probably won't do are going to try it out. They're going to go, and that's fine, right? But they're going to go and pursue these non-black careers, non-black males under false pretenses, right? Because once again, the colorism aspect, right? They're still bearing the brunt of colorism, right? Non-black men are still choosing their own women. Okay, non-black men are still mainly dealing with them because of a fetish, and non-black men are still mainly dealing with them because there's some sort of financial gain they can get from black women, from the non-black women they're dealing with, or because they feel like because he's white or non-black he'll get better treatment. That's it. Okay, that's it. Now, this doesn't mean that is so better for black men, right? Black men don't bear the brunt of colorism, which means it's easier for them to jump into non-black communities. But that's not necessarily a good thing. Okay, remember, when it comes to black men, right? Black features, right, essentially portray black men. Colorism essentially, right, portrays black men as sort of the big black brute, right? The big black dude who's super strong, the muscular guy, the taboo guy, right? Unfortunately, right, this ironically doesn't hurt black men the same way. It actually, in many ways, can be positive, black, right? By black men playing into the sort of colorism, featureism trope of them being the big black brute, of them being the sort of the BBC, of them being the sort of taboo fruit, they are actually able to attract non-black women, right, with this, right, by essentially portraying themselves as a group of men that non-black women are not supposed to be dealing with, right? You can sort of put a whole bad boy taboo image, right? Oh, he's taboo, he's a black man, right? There's a certain intrigue there, and they play on that intrigue that non-black women have because black men are viewed as sort of the untouchables, right? They play on that to gain access, right? And also because black men are men, they can also use their resources to buy access to non-black communities or to non-black men. Black women have money too, but the reality is that as a woman, as a black woman, you can go to a non-black man and buy access, right? That's not how it works, right? Men are not looking for money from women, right? So that's why I say colorism, that's why I say that black women bear the brunt of colorism, which is the reason why it's hard for them to date out. And although black men do face colorism, it doesn't hurt them as much. And ironically, in strange ways, helps them dating out because they're able to play this sort of taboo, bad boy type of thing, and they're also able to use the money to access non-black women and non-black communities. Now, just because it's easier for them doesn't make it better, right? In fact, I would say it makes it worse because, at least for black women, right, they get the racial reality wake-up call immediately, right? When they go on a date, and the white guy is saying, "Hey, you're the first black woman I ever dated," or the guy's trying to touch her hair, or like they already know off the gate that they're not the preference when they go into these non-black communities. So, you know, their black card gets pulled almost immediately compared to black men because they're able to play the sort of taboo, bad boy type of thing, and create a sort of intrigue from non-black women, and they're also able to use the money to buy access to non-black women to non-black communities. Um, it's easy for black men to start to feel like they're accepted, right? Oh, this non-black female, she's on me. She's intrigued by me being a black male. At least non-black communities, are treating me nice because I have money. It's easy for you to be like Jonathan Majors, where you start to believe, oh, it doesn't matter. And then when you expect it the least, boop, they pull your black card, and you end up somewhere facing charges because your ex-white girlfriend said you put hands on her. So I will say that's actually worse for black men because for black women, they're like how black women get the sort of the racial wake up call almost immediately, right? They get denied immediately, most of them, right? Black men, though, because they're able to compensate for the blackness, it's easier for them to buy into delusion. And then later on, when these non-black communities pull their card, right, because they're already so deep, it hurts even more. It hurts even more, right? Jonathan Majors. And the crazy part is that this actually brings me to the Kayla Nicole situation. I know a lot of black men have been talking about, oh, look at Kayla Nicole, this black woman who, she was going around chasing she was dating Travis Kelsey, this white dude, for a very long time. And this dude was dating her for 5 years, didn't pay any money. Apparently, she was paying for everything, right? And then later on, left her for Taylor Swift, right? And it was all this a public humiliation, right? Here's what I would say. Although that was a major L for black women, because once again, it just showed that when it comes to non-black men, when they do deal with black women, for the vast majority of them, like before, the couple of reasons why they do it, right? One, it's a fetish. Two is because they see a financial gain, right, from getting with a black female, right? And three is because they feel like because they're non-black, black women are going to give them better treatment. That's really about it, right? And I think you have like a very tiny percentage where it's completely about love and there's no other alternative. That's a very tiny percentage. But for the vast majority, there are ulterior motives, right? Um, and so because of this, it's very rare for you to see a Kayla Nicole situation, right? A black woman getting that sort of racial humiliation because most black women either get denied from of the outset or even avoid that situation because they already know in the back of their mind that when it comes to this Brad, when it comes to this Carlos, when it comes to this Ching Lee, I'm not his preference, right? It's actually, in reality, it's actually mostly black men that get humiliated, right? There are way more examples of black dudes, who are out here interracially dating, getting racially humiliated, right? Or getting the black card pulled publicly. I believe that because Kayla Nicole is one of those few examples of black women of that happening publicly, that's why it blew so bad, right? And also because you had a whole, divester thing online. But my thing is this, right? This goes back to the delusion that I have seen online about race. Let me just go ahead and say this, right? And after this, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and address the men. Human beings are tribal. Human beings operate in groups. Human beings are social creatures. People are going to prioritize their own group first. That's the reality. Even if you get with another group of people, right? That does not change the fact that you still have your own group. If I were to get with a white woman, that does not change the fact that I'm still a black man. That does not change the fact that I'm still part of the black community. That does not change the fact that she's a white woman. That does not change the fact that she's a part of the white community. Right? And although we may be able to get together, our relationship is temporary because we only have a relationship as long as as we agree to. But the relationship we have with our communities is permanent, right? A black woman is my female counterpart. I have a genetic connection with her that I will never have with a white woman ever. She literally shares the same DNA as I do. Okay, she's a part of the same group I am. But when I deal with a white female, we don't share the same DNA. She's not my female counterpart, and we're not part of the same group. The moment our relationship ends, she's going back to the white community, and I'm going back to the black community. But if I was dating a black woman, the moment our relationship ends, we're both going back to the same community. She's going back to the black community. I'm also going back to the black community, right? There's a connection there. A connection there that I will never have with a non-black woman because, once again, when I'm dealing with a black woman, we're literally the same people. That's the reality. And so when you're dealing with these non-black people, right, they're not a part of your group, so they're not going to be invested in your group the same way. A white woman doesn't care about black male issues. A white woman is not going to care about reparations. A white woman is not about racism. The only thing she cares is dealing with me as an individual black dude. And the moment our relationship ends, she'll go back to being white. That's the difference. But if I get with a black woman, right, because we're both part of the same community, we both care about reparations. We both care about racism. We both care about these things, right? Same thing applies when it comes to black women who date out situation. So when I hear people who online saying, "Oh, we're all the same, we're all human," that is the most retarded thing I've heard in my life. That is the most retarded thing I've heard in my life. Saying, "Oh, there is no differences, there is no groups, there is no ethnicity, we're all the same." That's dumb. That's retarded. Because, and you know what's so funny about this? This is what gets me mad, right? If it was black immigrants saying this stuff online, I could sort of give them a pass because black immigration, they come from black countries, so they may not understand. But to hear black Americans saying this online is insane to me. Especially knowing the history they have in this country. I'm like, you're talking about a group of people who literally went through slavery, went through Jim Crow, like redlining, crack being put. They've went through so much. And to be honest, you could make the argument that even to this day they're still going through it. There's still redlining out there. Hell, we just saw white people knock down reparations. This is what black Americans are facing in the United States. And despite this reality, despite them facing racism every single day as a group, these people, black Americans, somehow will hop online and talk about race doesn't matter. What? You are a black American in the United States talking about race doesn't matter? Are you fucking serious? What are you fucking talking about? Making divestment videos? Talking about your SYSB? I mean, it's just somebody help me. Somebody help me because I can't believe this. I can't believe this. How? How are you a black person in America, a black American in America, with the history you have, saying this nonsense? How is this possible? How are you a black American? How are you a black American in this country saying this stuff? When literally you could walk out this house and be gunned down in a second. It's insane to me. Those black women that have white husbands, look, I have no doubt that those white families are calling you N-words. I have no doubt the white community is calling the N-word. I have no doubt. And I have no doubt those white husbands you're with, they will put their community over you. But you're always talking about how you divested that to what? The same thing applies to black men too. They want to go out here and pedestalize non-black women. The same non-black women that will put them on trial. The same non-black women that will falsely accuse them. Now, before a black dude says, "Well, black women can do," no, it's not the same. Black women do not have white female privileges. Let's stop right there because you're not going to do that. In fact, black women a lot of times are actually pressured not to call the cops on black men. That's a reality. Okay, non-black women are part of non-black communities, and they'll deal with you as long as everything's good. But when things go left or when they feel like it, they'll pull that black card. And guess what? When that happens, no one is gonna care that you were her boyfriend or husband. All they're gonna see you as is a black man from another community, and you will be treated as such. And it's shocking to me how a group of people who have this history will be talking like this online. I don't understand this. How can you, as a black American, say this kind of stuff? How can you be advocating for divestment to white men? What? So you're complaining about colorism and featureism, and your answer is to divest to white men. The same group of men that literally put that in place. Because colorism and featureism really is what? Is them putting the white female beauty standard above everyone else. But you think you're their preference. Come on. And of course you got, and that's so crazy because look, I have already talked about the women and the delusion, but I also have to address the black men and the delusion, right? And I'm gonna talk about two situations. I'm gonna, and you know what? I'm gonna let you guys in the chat come up, but I'm almost on my monologue, right? I'm gonna talk about the Jonathan Majors situation, and then I'm gonna talk about the Phoebe Gates situation, which is just dumb to me, right? So I've been saying this across the live stream. Oh, someone commented here. Let me see here. Okay, why is this not working? Okay. Stephen Hell says I really need to hear this live chat about race. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, Stephen Hell. Thank you so much. I really try to be honest about things. But thank you so much. But going back to what I was saying, I don't know if you guys heard about Jonathan Majors, and I've been talking about him throughout the stream, right? My heart breaks when I see what's happening to this black man. It really does. It really does. Because like, if you're somebody who I guess doubted, or I guess was somebody who did not believe in white supremacy or believe in systemic power, just watch what they're doing to Jonathan Majors right now. Here you have a black man who was able to build himself up, right? He worked hard, like he pulled himself by the bootstraps, right? Like let's say, right? He was able to become, star in Creed. He was casted to be Kang, right? He was going to be the face of the new, villain of Marvel. He was gonna be the new Thanos of Marvel, the new main villain. Like, this dude had become the face of Hollywood overnight. Big black dude, unambiguous, dark skinned bro. I said, man, I felt good watching this dude, Jonathan. I said, man, look at this black dude being the face of Hollywood. I love that. I couldn't wait to watch Marvel. I couldn't wait. I saw the Loki series, and the he who, and how in the end Jonathan just came out, right? He Who Remains. I loved his acting there. I saw Ant-Man Quantumania. Incredible performance. Man, and it's like, and let's be honest here, I've been watching more for a long time, but when you watch movies, when you watch a good movie, a good show is fine. But when you watch a show and the people and the characters look like you, it's different. You are able to relate with it in a much more different way. Seeing a black dude out here being the face, slapping white folks, I'm like, that was amazing to watch, right? That was amazing. You don't get to see it often. And then to one day wake up to see, oh, all of a sudden now he's being charged. I said, what? What's going on? Apparently, his white girlfriend called the cops, sent me allegations, right? Even though you had evidence coming out, video evidence, right? All this evidence coming out showing that Jonathan Mitchell was innocent, it did not matter. The entire media was against him, right? They were trying to, because remember, think about this, guys, right? Race still matters in America. There's a long history of white women falsely accusing black men and the white society, going at him because people need to understand something, okay? White women understand that the only privilege they have, right, is that one, they are the beauty standard, and two, they're able to essentially weaponize law enforcement or force against other groups of people. Now, when it comes to white men have power and wealth within the white community. That's their privilege. White women, they have the beauty standard and they have the ability to, weaponize law enforcement, weaponize force. And that's what she did. And I personally believe what happened is that Jonathan was dealing with his white girl, right? And when he blew up and he became the face of Hollywood, right? He was going to move on from her, right? Which is the reason why which the reason why, in my opinion, right? The allegation is that he was on his phone and he was texting this girl. Apparently, the white girl saw him try to grab his phone. Then he grabbed it back and then he put it back in the car, right? So, in other words, I believe what happened is that she was dealing with this black dude. She saw potential in him, right? The black guy, Jonathan Majors, blew up, became the face of Hollywood. And the moment she thought that this black dude was gonna dump her and move on, she was like, "Oh, you think you're gonna dump me, a white woman, and move on to another group of women? Oh no, I'm still white." And so what did she do? She pulled that card. She pulled her white card on Jonathan Majors because white women know that when they call the cops on a black man, that's power. They know what it's gonna be. So she knew what she was doing, right? The moment she thought Jonathan Majors was going to break up with her and go somewhere else, I said, "Oh, so in other words, she thought that, oh, you think that as a black man, you're better than me, you're gonna dump me and go on. Oh, I'll take you down. I'm still white." She called them cops. They came on him within, I believe, the same day he was charged. Right? Apparently now the DA may use her as a witness in the trial. I'm like, come on, man. The entire media is siding with her. The white media is siding with her. All of Hollywood is now blacklisted. He's being dropped everywhere. Overnight, she pulled that white card on Jonathan May. That's what she did. She pulled that card on him. And you know what's so what is so funny about it is that Jonathan Majors, right? One of the main arguments that his lawyers are using is that he's being racially targeted. Oh my God. One of Jonathan Major's main arguments against the charges that he's being targeted, or that he's being racially targeted. And I was like, Jonathan, don't you understand how this game works? Don't you get it, Jonathan? You're not gonna be able to claim racial discrimination when you've been fucking a white girl for years. That's not how it works. This is why we tell black men, don't do it. Don't. Don't. Don't go out here and date. Look, if you're first of all, if you're an ordinary black dude, right, you shouldn't be doing it. But at least if you're an ordinary black dude, you don't have much to lose. But once you become a successful black man, that's dangerous. When you're a successful black man, going out here these non-black communities, because you got more to lose, and they will, and if you slip up, they will pull your card and take everything from you. And so, Jonathan, it's going to be very difficult for you to argue. And look, he's right. He is this about race, right? He's being racially targeted. But here's the problem. It's going to be hard for you to go to court and make these arguments that it was racial discrimination while it's happening to you, when they can pull up pictures of you being with a white girl for years. This is the reason why we tell you not to do that. Because here's what ends up happening, right? When those non-black communities pull your card, You're completely by yourself and defenseless in that community. And on top of that, you can't even get support from your own community. Jonathan, we can't help you. I would love to help you, but we can't help you. You can't. When they pull up them photos of you with that white girl, there's nothing we can say. That's the issue. Okay? When they put you on them charges, when they put you in that court, there's nothing we can do. The system got you now. The white system has got you now. We can't do anything anymore. The best advice is prevention. To prevent yourself from being in that situation. And although I believe he's innocent, let's be honest here. There's a very good chance that they may get him convicted. The only thing Jonathan Majors has now is that, Marvel is still holding on to him. And the reason is because they understand that they have a contract with him. If they were to let go of Jonathan Majors, they'll have to pay him out. So they're hoping that, hey, if Jonathan Majors gets convicted, they can use as a pretext to let him go without having to pay him anything. And even if he's innocent, which I believe he is, they will. I promise you, I wouldn't be surprised if they convict him, because all people are gonna see is a big black dude and a small petite white woman. That's all they need. I would, I would love to see that jury. Right? White people are definitely going to side with the white girl. Non-black people are gonna side with the white girl, and even if you have a black person in that jury, they're gonna be tied because, like, hey, look, they may know that you're innocent, Jonathan, but they're gonna like, hey, bruh, we may know you're innocent, but at the end of the day, you should have been there with that white girl to begin with. So this is what happens when you leave your community. You become defenseless because the non-black community you go to is gonna turn on you, and your own community can help you because you left the community. And by the way, also yes, he did not notice how, right? The moment the situation happened, Jonathan Majors immediately went and started dating Megan Good. Jonathan, why didn't you date Megan Good before this happened? Why is it that it takes a black man getting his card pulled for him to get with a black female? And that's what I was saying earlier on, that although it's easier for black men to date out because they don't bear the brunt of colorism, I don't think it's better. I think it's actually worse. Because although black women, right, they get the okay. When it comes to black women get the racial wake up call immediately. Immediately. The moment that they go on a date with a non-black dude, immediately, right? She's talking about his hair, her hair. She's talking about how you're the first black woman I ever dated, right? Black women get the racial wake up call immediately when they date out. Black men, you get it on the back end. You may be able to use the quote unquote hyper masculinity, the sort of taboo appeal to get in, or use your money to get in to compensate for your blackness. But down the line, when you slip up, they'll pull your card. And when they pull your card, it's going to be worse because now you'll be too deep. At least when it comes to a black female, because they did get the racial wake up call earlier on, many of them don't even enter these non-black communities. You, however, are able to enter, and then when they pull your card, you got nowhere to go. So that's so it's not just the black women. Black men also out here gotta start being real about race. Because I am tired of seeing black men being racially humiliated, being destroyed because they could not keep their dick out of non-black pussy. That's all he had to do. Okay? All he had to do. But let me see what these comments are saying here. He said, "I know that white man is tired of his wife, Queen of King, over something." Yeah, and it's like, look, and that's what I said. Like, she's not telling the whole truth. Let's be honest here. If you are a white man and you are dealing with a black woman, and this black woman literally only talks about black men, it's obvious why she's dealing with you. She's only dealing with you because, from her point of view, right, things didn't work out with the black male, and so she kind of rebounded with you, but she still really wants to be with a black male. That's what she keeps talking about it. It's like, for example, if you're a man and you get with a woman, right, if your woman keeps talking about her ex, that's who she really wanted to be with. Let's be honest, you ladies. Y'all didn't divest. You settled. You guys actually genuinely wanted to be with black men, right? And you settled with this white dude. That's what it is. And what makes it worse is that we know that she's not telling the whole truth. I know for a fact his white family does not accept her. I know for a fact his white parents preferred him to get with a white woman. I know for a fact that there probably N was being thrown within that white community. But she's never gonna say that though. Come on. We see this all the time. I'm gonna give an example. Look at what happened with the situation between Nikki Todd and Jamie Perkins, right? When you had Jimmy Perkins and Nikki Thought, the white men and the black women together, black women were just out here, pennies in a bunch, throwing, oh my God, it's a new day. Now that, they've been divorced, and now that the white guy came out here making allegations, right? Black women now, all of a sudden, the same black woman who was saying race doesn't matter, it's not about race, all of a sudden now, they're talking about how, Nikki Thought's ex-white husband is using his white privilege to make her look bad. Like, oh, so now race matters. So now that her ex-white husband is and by the way, to be honest with you, they probably are right. Like, there's a very good chance that Jamie Perkins is probably fabricating a lot of things because there's a long history of white people essentially, manipulating situations to make themselves look a victim. There's a there's a very good chance that throughout this entire situation, this white dude was the one who was racially abusing her, causing the problems, and when she left, he essentially flipped the script and tried to blame it on her. And of course, Nikki Thought is now apparently dealing with a black dude, right? Of course, right? Because when things don't work out with these non-black communities, they always circle back. We know this. And so now black women recognize race, right? Well, when the ex-white husband is making disparaging comments about his ex-black wife, all of a sudden now you guys recognize race and white privilege. Come on. He said, I heard, yeah, Jonathan Majors is now dealing with Megan Good. That's who he's dealing with. Okay? Why wasn't he dealing with Megan Good before his black card got pulled? I don't know. But y'all, don't be surprised if he gets convicted. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if the prosecution seeks the highest sentence for him. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if Marvel drops him. He is getting his wake up. His ex-white girlfriend pulled the white card on him. That's what happened. His ex-white girlfriend reminded him, I'm still white. You're still black in America. That's what happened. Okay? And guess what, Jonathan? This is why I tell black men and black women that no matter what problems you may have with your own community, it's always better to deal with your own community because the issue. The moment you step out of your community, you become vulnerable. And when these other groups pull your card, you have no recourse. See, in the black community, you can make grievances, right, about black men and black women. When you're in these non-black communities, you can't make grievance claims. You're an outsider. Tiger Woods is dealing with this as well. Yeah, same thing. Because for some reason, Tiger Woods can't stop dealing with Becky. It is what it is. Haley Berry says Hall pain justice for her husband because he always calls her and the kid dealing with. Yeah, but Steven, that's the reason why. When I saw this King of Queens, I'm laughing because I've seen this. I know what's going. I've seen this so many times. We know this is game. Okay, you have this rare exception of a black woman who gets with a white dude in a single mother, right? She goes out there, right? We saw this with the Jamie and Nikki Perkins. We saw this with Kill Nicole. We saw this even with Halle Berry, right? Sorry, guys. We saw this, right? They will go out here. They will pedestalize and by the way, to be fair, black men do this too, right? So we know this game. When a black person dates out, whether it's a black man or a black woman, right? They will go out here, post with their non-black spouse, make it seem as if they made it, right? and we'll never talk about the other side. We'll never talk about the racism. We'll never talk about how the family, the non-black family, doesn't accept them. They'll never talk about the whole story. And then it's only years later when they break up that we hear all these horror stories about, oh, she was calling me the N word. He was call Come on, we know the game. How long has Jonathan Majors been dealing with that white girl before she pulled the white card on him? How long has Haley Berry been dealing with these white dudes before they pulled the white card on her? How long is King of Queens going to deal with her white husband before he pulls his white card on her as well too? How long? We'll see. And when it happens, you guys can always go back to this live stream. Look, guys, go to my channel. Go to my channel. Go to my channel. Okay? Everything I have warned people about come true. I made videos about the past bubbles and the SYSBM months before it fell apart. And I specifically broke down why it would fall apart. And I was attacked. And then a couple of months later, when it fell apart, dudes were like, oh my God, this is crazy. But I said, yeah, it's crazy, but I already said this. Same thing when it came to the female side. Okay, I talked about how the whole diversity will fall apart, right? It fell apart. So I guess now you got situation and they're just trying to grasp. Look, grasp for straws. Do what you want to do. Okay, but you cannot fool me, right? But before I go, I don't even know if I should open a panel. Before I go, I also want to bring another situation that was on my mind, and this also embarrassing black men, right? I don't know if you guys noticed, but for the past couple of months, a lot of black men have been, getting their panties in a bunch because Phoebe Gates was dealing with this black dude, right? And you have black dudes making yeah, man, he's doing this for us. Dudes talking about, oh, this black guy is going for the bag. That's Bill Gates' daughter, and I'm just like, now, of course, right? Recently, right? The Phoebe Gates who was dealing with the black dude, she broke up with the black dude, and guess what? She's now dealing with a traditional white guy. And of course, when you go to the comment sections, a bunch of her black guys, where's your black boyfriend? I'm just like, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Brothers, you're starting to behave like divestors, right? Divestors, and a lot of these black women, but they start to buy into this narrative that non-black men are just going to pick them over their women. And so when they see a non-black dude leaving a black woman and pick his own woman, they get mad. Like, why is that possible? That's how delusional they are. But to see black men being mad because Phoebe Gates, a white woman, broke up with her black boyfriend to get with a white dude is crazy to me. So it looks like a lot of you guys have become delusional too. My question is this: why are you trying to get with Bill Gates' daughter? Why aren't you trying to encourage black men to build their own empires, to build their own wealth, to build their own legacies? But instead of you encouraging black men to build their own empires, to build their own Microsoft, you want black men to go and fuck the daughters of non-black women. Sorry. You want black men to go ahead and quote unquote fuck the daughters of non-black men. This is insane to me. Come on. But let me see what y'all say in this chat. He says Austin Holland. Yeah. Come on, Steven. I go to my channel, Steven. Okay, I had a video about Austin Holloman months ago. Months ago. And I was telling people how, this is gonna end. This guy's out here being delusional about race. He thinks he's gonna go to Brazil, a place that Brazil literally is a nation that was created through white imperialism. White people came there, wiped out a native population, brought in black slaves, and essentially created a racial caste system where the whites are at the top, the mestizos are right below them, and the blacks and the indigenous people at the bottom. You think you're gonna go to a country where black people are at the bottom and somehow race is not gonna matter? This is how delusional these guys were. Go watch my live streams. It's like, dude, I am getting tired of being right. I'm getting tired of it. I'll go out here, make streams, make videos, telling people things. They'll laugh at me, and then months later, when it happens, they want to cry. Austin Holloman he got his black card pulled. He can't go back to Brazil. Hell, if he goes back again, he may get arrested this time. Austin Holloman made videos about how when he was in Asia, the racial abuse he faced. Now keep in mind, when Austin Holloman was making these videos, did he ever talk about the racism he faced? No, it was all manipulated. That's why I hate what's happening online. It's all manipulated content. None of these people are going to be honest about how these non-black people view them. None of them are going to be honest about the racism they face. All they're going to do is paint this false image of, oh, fly over here as a black person, and they're going to be waiting outside to give you a big hug. They're not going to talk about you being called the N-word. They're not going to talk about the fact that they don't want you fucking away. They're not going to talk about that. And then it's only months later that they come out and say, "Oh yeah, when I was making all those pro interracial, videos, yeah, the entire time I was being called a nigger." To such a point where you gotta fly out to Africa. The crazy part is that, listen to my earlier live streams. What did I say? I said that pastor bros, if you're a pastor, right, black men, going overseas really only works if you're going to black countries. I said this a long time ago. And I said, if you are not, if the main argument is that it's just about black women's attitude in America, then you need to go to black countries overseas. If I do not see you going to black countries, then your argument is destroyed. If you're not flying to black countries, what is in Africa or in the Caribbean to find wives, then that tells me that this passport bullshit, right? It's really just about you guys fucking non-black women. And that you'll get called out for. Yeah, been a while. I love your contrarian takes. Yeah. It's well, it's not even contrarian. It's like I'm being honest. That's all this is. I'm being honest. I'm telling the truth, and I'm tired. Right? Oh, we got Mr. IC3. Shout out to you, brother. Brother. I have not seen you on my panel for a very long time. My shit. So shout out to you, brother. Sorry, brother. But just in case you just came in, look, the whole point of this live stream, right? And for those who will just come into the live stream now, right? If you look at the thumbnail of the live stream, right? I am really responding to this video of this black woman, posing her white zaddy online. It's just sad, right? It's sad. But the whole point I'm saying is that, look, I don't know what happened. I don't know what's happened. I am getting tired of black people being delusional about race online. When are we gonna start talking about race and about people being tribalistic? Human nature. People are naturally, tribal. That's never gonna change. People are naturally gonna fight for their own group. And I'm tired of people, both the black men, the black women, running around here thinking that dating out is gonna solve the problems. It's only gonna make it worse. Because not only are these people, or not only are you going to non-black communities, but you're also putting yourself in a vulnerable position. Because once again, the moment you slip up in those communities, they'll pull your black card. Okay? The moment you slip up. Now here's the thing. A lot of you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close it off here, but a lot of you guys have complained that I don't do enough panels or a lot of folks hopping on. I don't have that much time, but here's what I'm gonna do, right? Since y'all been saying this, I'm gonna go ahead and let me hear. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys an opportunity to hop on and say your comments. It's look, it's not gonna be for that long, but a lot of you guys have been asking me, "Hey, Hammer, when are you gonna start?" Um, oh my God, let me go ahead and get this. I have to get this link, y'all. You guys already know. They've been asking me, "Hey, Hammer, when are you going to start putting more people on?" Okay, here it is. Here is the StreamYard. Okay, I don't do this a lot of time, but I will do this. So if you want to hop on the panel and share your thoughts, well, I'll bring you guys up one at a time. And you can share your thoughts, say what you want to say what you gotta say. We'll talk for a while, and because a lot of you guys um a lot of you guys have been asking, "Hey, Hammer, we want to be able to hop on panels more." So I have a couple more minutes left, so I'll let you guys hop on, say what you gotta say, all right? So y'all can do that. It looks like someone just hopped on. Let me go ahead and bring the person up. Okay, I see Joshua. Let me see here. Hold on, Joshua. Let me go ahead and bring you up really quickly. Um, um, this is insane. It's not. It's not letting me pull you up for some reason. Joshua, are you sure that you are stage? Hold up. Give me a moment here. Hold up, y'all. This is crazy. I just Joshua, drop out and I'm gonna keep the studio. Drop out and come back in. I don't know why, but for some reason it's not letting me pull you up. So I don't understand why this is happening. Just drop out and come back in. All right. Go ahead and do that, and we can do that live stream. So that's so Joshua couldn't come in. But if you have any other folks who want to hop on, just go ahead and the link. Joshua, I had to let you go because for some reason I was not able to bring you up. Try and re-click the link. Let me see what Seeker is saying. What country you're from? I'm very simple, guys. My family and I immigrated from the country of Cameroon. I came here when I was very young, actually. So for those who are asking, yes, I am West African descent. Cameroon. I was actually born in the capital of Yaoundé. So just to give you information, right? Um, she's I can't believe BGS is still present. Yeah, and the crazy part is this is the reason why I stopped. This is actually the reason why I stopped on BGS. The crazy part is that look, BGS is incredible when it comes to geopolitics. When BGS talks about geopolitics, right? He is on the mark. That is like I will say that is his strong point. That is his strong point, right? That's BGS's strong point. But when he starts talking about race, especially interracial dating and stuff like that, and what gets me so mad is that I don't even think BGS believes that. I think that BGS understands the reality because I was talking to him on the panel, like he understands all of the racial issues you have to yes, Babileke, yeah. I don't know how you knew that, Seco, but it is Babileke, yes. Um BGS. Let me see here. BGS, like he understands all the racial issues you have to face when you go into these non-black communities. But yet, you know, he will still go out here and promote this SYSBM passable stuff. That's why I kind of lose respect for him in a way. Because I'm just like, you know the truth. You know, like if you like if BJ was a black immigrant or like didn't do anything, I could understand. But you're literally a black American in your 60s. You have family members who probably lived through Jim Crow. Like you know all this stuff, and you're still out here pushing all this. You know, uh, 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 um, you know all this stuff about race in America, and you're still out here pushing all this SYSBM Pastor Bro stuff. Like, no, it's gotta stop. Gotta stop. Okay, it's gotta stop. That's good. That's good. Um, Joshua, I don't know who he was. Who hopped on? Who was trying to hop on? Brother, if you want to still hop, you can still hop on the panel, right? It just for some reason it let me on. Try and click on it again. I'll try to bring you up because you did hop on, so I wanted to give you another chance. I'll put the link here. He was the only one who put the link, so to be fair to him, I'll wait a little longer and let him, and not just him, anyone else who wants to hop on, click on the link and I'll pull you guys up. So I'll wait a couple more minutes and let you guys, who are still interested, and you know, we go ahead and do that. If after a while nobody's interested, then we can go ahead and wrap it up. He took a guess. Yeah, some people take a guess, but that's just how it is, right? Um, yeah, but I'll go ahead and leave this up here. But just to let you guys know, this look, you know, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. And I am genuinely getting angry and mad at Delusion. I truly am getting angry and mad at Delusion. And I wish, I hope for a time, hopefully it'll come back, a time where black people were just more honest about their position, not just in America, but globally. Like there used to be an understand that, hey, you're a black person, right? Hey, you may not want to go to that non-black community. There used to be that understanding. For some reason now, it's not, seems to not be there anymore, and it's quite sad, right? But let me not drag on too much. I'm just gonna ask y'all, okay, guys. So those who are listening, I see if simple in here. If you want to click the link, go ahead and click the link and hop on the panel. Just gonna wait for you guys to click the link on the panel, and I can um we can talk about it. Get your thoughts, and then we can close it off. I'm wait with y'all to come in through. Joshua, if you're still there, you can still click back on that link if you want to. Once again, I'm only guys. I typically don't do this. I'm only doing it because I have a lot of complaints that I don't open the panel enough. So I'm just doing it now, so folks can complete again. So I'm giving y'all the opportunity right now. Okay, if you guys don't hop on the panel, do that. Um, so just that's the link right there. It's still here. Trust you know. I see another comment here. I don't even see this lessening. It's escalating now. Sad. Yeah. It's escalating. But to be honest with you, man, look. Irregardless of how much this escalates, from my point of view, I feel like it's gonna have to come to an end eventually. It's gonna have to. And the reason is because once again, it's not based on reality. Okay? Like as the economy gets hard, as things starts fracturing, non-black people go into pull within their own communities. Everyone is gonna be the group first. And if you're a black person out here on this, you know, we're all the same, and you got no community goals, you're gonna be fucked. So these folks who want to run around with these non-black, go ahead and do that. But trust me, when things get tough, these non-black communities are gonna be on code. They're gonna pull this together. And if you're out here as a black person, by yourself, looking stupid, you know, Okay, looking stupid. Oh well, we're all the same. If you're that dude out here, if you're that black person out here thinking like this, yeah, you're gonna be caught slipping. Well, look, you're gonna be in a bad situation. You're gonna be Jonathan Major. I'm like, you know, even before I saw this live stream, right? I read this article that apparently Kayla Nicole unfollowed. I think Patrick Mahomes and his family. It was just it's sad. It's sad. Why? But because why, Kayla? You thought because you were in these white spaces, they were gonna defend you? Man, delusion is off the chains, right? Okay, so I'm gonna leave it a little bit more, but guys, just this final round, final round. If you want to hop on the panel and give you want to just a quick say. If you want to ask some comments, final round. If not, I'll go ahead and wrap things up. Okay, just wanna let y'all know that Seeker, the great black man Kareem Abdul Jabbar, Muhammad Ali always lived in reality. Yeah, where are these black men? Where are the black men and women who live in the reality of race, the reality of even if you put aside the reality of human beings? Human beings are tribal. I'm like you got look at what's happening in Israel right now and how the Jews are go on to Palestine. Look what's happening in Ukraine. That's human nature. People put their groups first, even when they're if people of the same race are tribal. You can only imagine how people of different races are. Like, come on, we gotta come back down here to reality. Okay. Yeah, and it's like, look, look, you have as a black man, you have every right to talk about the grievances you have with your own women, right? Every right, every right. I think the fundamental issue and the issue and the problem occurs, in my opinion, when you try to pedestalize non-black women over your own women. I believe that's where the issue really lies, from my point of view. Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead and don't put this one more time. Okay, yo. That's pretty good. Oh, I see some more. Wow, more people are coming in at the late hour. Okay. I see some more people coming in the late hour. Okay, so for those who are coming in the late hour, you guys are lucky. I was just about to close, but since y'all came through, I'll let me see here. I think somebody clicked through. Let me go ahead and let the person up. Give me a moment. Okay. For some reason it's not. Something's Joshua. I don't know what's happening. What? Yo, can somebody else click the link? Cause I wanna make sure that it's not just me. Cause for some reason it's not letting me up, Joshua. I don't understand why. But I'm gonna keep trying. But you guys, you can keep. If you wanna hop on a conversation on this, I'm trying to let Joshua up. For some reason, it's not letting me bring him up. Um, give me a moment here, y'all. So I don't know. For some reason, not. Let me see here. hmm He said, "Take it easy, dog. What's your next approximately? I'll go if you post whenever I'll be there. I'll still be here." That's nice to that's brother. That is great to hear. That is great to hear. All right, Joshua. I'm sorry, bro. I thought I fixed it. For some reason, it's not letting me. Yeah, it's not letting me pull your name. I'm gonna do a test after this live stream and see if it's just you. For some reason, let me pull you up. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I tried to stay back to let folks come on. Unfortunately, it looks like for some reason I wasn't able to bring you guys up. I'll look into that after this to see what's going on. But nevertheless, for those who did come through, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Uh, see that. Wait, Seeker, were you Wait, Seeker, were you Joshua? I want to make sure it was you. Was it you? Because I know the only person who tried to get on was Joshua. Unfortunately, for some reason, it wouldn't let me bring you on. I have to look into that after to see what was going on, so that next time I go live, that won't happen again. But just if you could just tell me in the chat if you were Joshua, who should I hop on? But nevertheless, y'all, thank you so much for coming on. I did stay back for those who wanted to hop on. Unfortunately, it wouldn't let me bring on some people. Joshua was the only one who came on. It wouldn't let me bring the person on. I'll look into that next time, so that next time this won't happen again. But with that being said, thank you guys so much. Beloved, I'll try to keep uploading some videos. This live stream will stay up, so you guys. So for those who missed it, can watch it again. Those who watched it, you can rewatch it from the beginning again. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much, and we're out.